What's up, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Off the Dome with your boy P90 the rapper in the flesh. Because today we will be talking about SINoALICE, a manga that is original concept by Yoko Taro. You know, the guy who did Nair or Woman. I don't know who it is under that mask of Emil's face. And the story is by Takuto Aoki. Now, sorry if I butchered the name, but I gotta tell y'all about this, alright? This shit is great. Himiko also did the art, by the way. You know, I want to give all the props that I can give. But this story right here is actually pretty good. I'm enjoying it so far. So we did like the first chapter on TikTok, but I decided I was just gonna do a entire video on the first volume because I actually enjoyed it a lot. Now, SINoALICE is also SINoALICE is also a mobile game for Android and iOS, and it kind of just takes all of the childhood things like Snow White, Hansel and Gretel, Alice in Wonderland, and just like twist them on their head and turns it really fucking dark. And you know, I just noticed something. I knew her. This is Alice, by the way. I knew her name was Alice. And I didn't think of Alice in Wonderland until I just said this out loud. And I've been playing this game for like a year. And this manga is actually really cool because Alice falls down a rabbit hole. And in this story, Alice technically falls down a rabbit hole. We'll get more into that in a second. So, basically, it's this, there's these two creepy puppets, right? I don't know the puppets' names. They're just really, really creepy dolls right now. And they just appear to Alice in a dream. And she's like, what the fuck is this weird dream? What is going on? I'm just gonna ignore this. And Alice just lives a mundane life, as she calls it. She just goes to school. She has a crush on her sensei. And apparently so does her friend. And she just does normal things. So she goes to school. She thinks about sensei. She talks to her friends. And then she goes home. And her friend is fucking sensei. Not only is she fucking sensei, but she also is pregnant by sensei and eventually decides to tell Alice when she finds out that Alice has a big crush on sensei and was asking her, the friend Miki, if she could give her some pointers on how to talk to sensei. But then Miki ends up coming out and saying, yeah, so me and sensei, we've been fucking and I'm pregnant by him and I'm so sorry, I'm a bad friend. And Alice is just like trying to hold it together like, damn, you took what I wanted from me, but I'm going to be a good friend and lie about everything's okay. Everything is absolutely fine. It's not fine. The next day, Miki decides to, just so you know, this is all full spoilers. Like, I'm just giving you spoilers and opinions. Miki decides to murder the sensei. Why? Who knows? Alice had this weird little dream about desires the night before, and it's really strange what happens next. So anyway, Miki stabs the sensei, then Miki decides to throw herself off of a roof, but before she does that, Alice finds out, she runs up there, and she's just like, Miki, why'd you do it? Why'd you kill him? Why are you doing this? And then Alice makes a strange remark about maybe she was just like projecting her wishes on people, specifically Miki, and ends up jumping off the roof with her. But then something happens and she just wakes up. She just wakes up. We don't know if Alice is dead and she's in a different world, because in this world, everything seems a little different. She doesn't remember Miki too much. She doesn't remember why her brother wasn't appearing, why her cat wasn't appearing. But hey, she's up. She's fine. She doesn't really know what the fuck happened. She just knows that she doesn't like sensei anymore. And then she goes downstairs, and there is this strange woman sitting in a kitchen full of blood. Just a bunch of blood. Whose blood is it? Her mom, her dad, her brother, her cat. All murdered, destroyed. And this chick is just sitting in the fucking kitchen eating. And Alice is just like, yo, I don't know what to think right now. Maybe I'm in another dream. Maybe reality is weird. But then this really cool fight happens. Well, more so like a massacre, because this random person ends up like beating the shit out of someone who comes in. Her name is Snow White. She comes in and tries to beat this stranger, but ends up getting her ass beat. Alice starts like wigging out. She's like, you know what? Fuck this. I've had enough of this shit. And well, manifest some powers. And manifesting these powers, she like locks this stranger down. And apparently Alice is going to be very strong based off of the context I was given. But basically they end up beating her in the end, and then they skirt off, and then the now, which is Alice woke up in some weird hospital place with some strange people, Snow, and I can only guess that this person is Gretel, but I could be wrong. It might be Hansel. Not sure which one was the femboy looking one, because we didn't get introduced to them yet in the book. I only know these characters based off of the video game. Well, the mobile video game. But anyway, it's really good. It's very bloody and it's cool. And like, here, we're gonna see if I can show you this shot. But here's this awesome shot of like Alice, and like it's just this really cool shot of Alice and what she might be. It's reminding me a lot of like Madoka Magica. It has this magical girl feeling to it, and it's such an amazing, it's amazing. It's cool. It's really great. It's freaking brutal. It's like look at her. Look at Alice when she like uses her gift. I don't know. I don't have access to the other side of the camera, so you got to deal with whatever you get to see. Anyway, SINoALICE, Volume 1. We're going to give this a 7 out of 10. This is a really high 7, though. I'm only giving it a 7 out of 10 because I need to know where it's going to go. When you play the mobile game, you just get stories, right? It's like stories of these characters, and it's kind of vague because there's no pictures. There's no animation, really. So I'm wondering if this is going to add more context to what I've been playing. 7 out of 10 so far, but it's a recommended 7 out of 10. So don't take it as like as the low end. It's more on the high end of 7. I just don't want to give it too much praise just yet, because this first issue was a bunch of shock value and setting up. So, SINoALICE, original story by Yoko Taro. I recommend as of now. We will do volume 2 at some point. This is the first manga on Off the Dome. I plan to do much more, hopefully some books as well. But for now, go read.